In your neck of the woods. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm here, of course, to take you through the round two of the Heaven Masters. It's been a very, very interesting battle for us, keeping in mind the fact that we started off with a good bit of, bad weather yesterday. But right here at the Heaven Resort, things have changed. It's got a bit more easier, I think, and more important. The weather conditions are better, so we're looking at a good round two. So welcome back, and in case you've missed us, we have missed you too. Yes, Park Bo-kyum as she gets on to her second effort for hole number 3. Well, just getting herself plumb onto the green. That is terrific placement from Park, and I think that, you really want to put back, wash over the events of yesterday, and you're looking forward to a bright new day. And I think our golfers, even yesterday, did have a few good moments. Play was stalled, and then when play resumed, we had a few birdies in there, and that really kind of uplifts the mood. Here's Yoo Hyun Jo as she gets on to her second stroke as well for hole number 3. And that's a decent enough start for her right here. Let's not forget a key point to remember, that visibility is still a tad bit of an issue, not for the golfers really, but from a distance, especially with our lenses, and we can catch that. Choi Rim will aim for birdie here on hole number 4. And that's well done. Always a bit of joy in there as Choi Rim gets back to an even score to undo that bogey that she had in the first 9. And this is what I mean by the conditions. There's, the sunspots around, but there's more importantly, Lee Ju-yoon. She's on to her 18th hole. Well, play was pushed back just a little bit, and that was mainly due to the fact that, things had to just be in place before play started. Choi Yun-woo, she's on to a 4th hole as well as she aims for a birdie. And she's had 4 birdies and a bogey in there, so not a bad day at all for Choi Yun-woo. Up next, it's going to be Park Hyun-kyung. Oh, she was really the delight yesterday, wasn't she? The darling of the audience, if you ask me. So she'll tee off for hole number 3. And she kept everyone in splits, kept everyone entertained. She's a lovely girl, and I do believe that, when things seem a bit damp, you need golfers like this to brighten things up. And that's where I think our golfers did come to the fore yesterday. So we've got to credit them for that. Let's just run you through the weather as well. It's always good to get a hold of that, and that says Jeong Yun-ji will tee off for hole number 3. Always good to, just keep abreast of what's happening with the weather. And that's a pretty strong one from Jeong Yun-ji. Gets a bit of distance on the fairway. So I was talking about the weather. Weather today is down to about 20 degrees Celsius, and what you're looking at, the little bit of haze that you can see is some of the camera lenses that are still fogged up, but it's not really a problem with the actual weather on the course. Lee Ji-yoon will attempt a birdie for hole number 18. That's going to be a slight miss for her. Well, we do have spots of rain predicted today. It's not going to be as sunny a day as usual, but we do hope. But that 8 under, Lee Ji-yoon stays in, well, second on the leaderboard. So 20 degrees Celsius, the temperature, wind speeds of about 2 miles. Yoo Hyun-jo aiming for birdie on hole number 3. The very fact that you can see our golfers in their normal attire, especially with the skirts and the shorts out, and you know that the weather conditions are much better. I think she's done well here, and she'll be happy. She's got 5 birdies in there, 8 under, and she's only through 12 holes. So this is turning out to be quite an interesting well, battle for all the golfers, because today I think most of the golfers have been getting their putts right, and that's really where, you know, it really matters. Park Bo-kyung, well, can she emulate just what her other rivals have been doing? It's hole number 3. She aims for an underscore. Not too much of a challenge there. Kept it fairly simple. 3 birdies in there, 3 underscore for her. So as long as the weather holds up to what it is currently, I think we should be all right. It shouldn't be really a problem. A quick look at the leaderboard, of course, will tell us exactly what's happening at the Heaven Masters. But keep in mind the fact that there's been a massive change since yesterday, and we do know that, well, things are always. Kim Na-young was really at the top of the heap, but today, at this very point, it's Lee Dae-yeon who leads the way. She's got a 9 underscore overall, having you know, picked up 3 points today. Lee Dae-yeon, here she is, the current leader. 3rd stroke on hole number 11, 100 meters to cover. She did well yesterday. She had a 6 underscore, and you know, today she's picked up a 3 under. That's terrific placement, and that means that could just be another birdie in the bag for her. You know, Yoo Hyun-jo, Lee Ji-yeon are in tied second with 8 under, and they performed extremely well too today, especially Yoo Hyun-jo, who's picked up, who's had 5 birdies in the bag. Roh Seung-hui, Choi Min-kyung, and Kim Na-young, who was yesterday's leader, are currently with 6 under in tied 4th. Yes, Park Hyun-kyung. A 2nd stroke on hole number 3. Well, drives that fairly well as it gets on to, well, the green. Up next, it's Jung Yoon-ji. That'll be her 2nd effort for hole number 3. Hasn't been at the peak of her powers here, but she's done fairly well. Sits in tied 23rd with 3 underscore. I do believe that she would definitely like to, well, uplift that performance. Kim Min-sun 7. She's strangely up to a 3 over here. 2nd stroke for hole number 3. Oh, that would have been fantastic straight up. Now that hit the flagstick, didn't it? That would have been such a wonderful effort for her. Well, an eagle, really. Stranger things have happened. Well, you can hit the woodwork, or you can hit the flagstick in this sport. Yes, Choi Min-kyung up for birdie on, well, the 1st hole. That's just going to stay shy as it moves away from the destination. All it needs is, well, a gentle little nudge to, well, finish matters here. Lee Dayon, who's been a big mover here today, and she had well, terrific placement, lovely approach shot here, and I think she's just trying to make sure that you know, she doesn't make any mistakes with well, the surface area, and that's exactly what she was gauging, because if she can keep it you know, fairly straight, I think she could well, do well here. And that's a nice finish here for Lee Dayon. So another birdie in the bag, and she moves up to a 10 under. So flawless performance today, really. Kim Min-byul up next as she aims for birdie on hole number 5. And that's well played, extremely well played. Not too much of a distance to cover, but she's up to a 6 under. And very well played. She did need a little bit of a banana curve there, and I think she just achieved that well. Now it's Park Hyun Kyung next. She aims for birdie on hole number 3. And that's just curved away. I think that little bit of a slope there next to, you know, the tin cup, and that's really made a difference. So all she'll need to do is, of course, we'll just knock that in. But she'll have to wait to turn, it looks like it. Elsewhere, it's Lee Chae-yoon. She's on to her 4th hole. Jung Yoon-ji will aim for birdie on hole number 3 as well. Going to skim past the destination for her. And I think well, she'll be happy to just finish that. Kim Min-sun 7. Remember, she almost had an eagle there. She'll aim for birdie here on hole number 3. And I think that's important for you know, golfers like Kim Min-sun to really make the difference if they can, you know, find their way through. And that's well played. So she'll bring her, well, score down to 2 under, take it up to a 2 under. She's had a terrific amount of bogeys here today. Yoo Hyun-jo, another of the golfers to watch today, has been the big mover here along well, with the leader of the pack, and that's Lee Dayon. Seo Yoo-jin will aim for birdie on hole number 7. And that's well played from her. Absolutely well played. So Seo Yoo-jin, who was last year's runner-up, well, she's on to an even score. It hasn't been really a good day at the office for her. It's been a challenging one, but she was runner-up last year in this very event, which incidentally was played in August in 2024 at the very same venue. Lee Jae-yoon up next with the second stroke for hole 1, and she's carrying an 8 underscore currently.
100을 쳐야지 내가.
아, 그래?
여기서 9번 내려가 2단으로.
So Lee Daeyeon has still stuck to her guns with that 10 under at the top, and that duo of Yoo Hyun Jo and Lee Ji-yoon with 8 under and tied second. Kim Min Byul, Ro Seung Hui, Choi Min Kyung, and Kim Na-young tied fourth with 6 under. And then you've got that tied 8th, which of course is an entirely different battle, but it's An Song-yi, Park Hyun-kyung, Park Hee-ji, Park Seo-jin, Han Ji-won, Lee Ji-yoon, Park Ji-young, and Lim Hee-jong, who sit with 4 under. It'll be interesting to see how this progresses, because Park Hyun-kyung has also shown glimpses of why she should be right here in it to win it, but at the same time, today's movers have been terrific, especially Lee Daeyeon and Yoo Hyun Jo. Yoo Hyun Jo's through hole 12 and she's with 8 under. Lee Ji-yoon with 8 unders through hole 9, and then you still have Lee Daeyeon, who's just through hole 11. So she's played a very meticulous game, and it's something that we haven't seen her really do for some period of time. And I think that that's interesting, because she still has to get herself up in this year's wins, but the rest have interestingly a few of the regular golfers not really around at this point of time, and haven't seen too much of either Lee Ga-young or Bang Shin-sil. Not to forget, Yoon In-na was missing from the previous or the tournament before, which was the Celltrion Masters. It's interesting because Park Min-ji is around, and she's in tied 16 there with a 3 under, so can't discount any of the golfers. But today we will find out at the end of the day, of course, which of the golfers make the cut for the finale, and then it's really going to boil down to what happens tomorrow. Remember last year it was a 3-way playoff that went over thrice, and Hwan Yu-ming was the one who dropped out in the first playoff. Seo Yoo-jin, of course, then went on to tie in the second playoff, and then finally in that third playoff it was a very, very clear victory for Bae So-yoon. So if you try and look at how things have progressed here at the Heaven Masters, it does leave an open ground for a great contest or a great finish that will go down to the wire. Let's find out. We'll find out how that progresses, but we still have round 2 to go through, and it will be interesting because Bae So-hyun, the defending champion, hasn't really been at her peak as well, and this yesterday struggled a bit through a lot of the motions and through the bad weather. Stay with us as we continue with the Heaven Masters 2025. We are coming at you live from the Heaven Country Club in Gyeonggi-do. It's been a very, very nice day, and I do hope that it stays the same. We had to push back, of course, the action a little bit just to accommodate for the bad weather, and there was rain in the earlier part of the day. Rain, of course, petered down even yesterday towards the end of the day, and I think that was a smart move or a smart decision taken by the officials. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of round 2. Yoo Hyun Jo on to her third stroke for hole number 4. And Yu Hyun Jo certainly had a delightful time as well. That's a nice enough finish for her. I think Lee Ji-yoon will be happy as she's stuck to that second rank. Another birdie for her in the bag on hole number 10. She's up to 9 under. She's gone about silently with her business, Lee Ji-yoon, and I think that that's really quite impressive, from her. Park Hyun-kyung. Second stroke for hole number 4. Lee Dae-yeon aims to birdie on hole number 12. This is the second stroke. That's going to be a Cuban for her. What a chance here to have actually nailed that. She's so close to it. Well, she'll have to finish it on par. Just needs a gentle tap in. But having said that, it would have been wonderful for her to just taken that score up a little bit more. I don't think she's going to be too concerned because at the end of the day, as long as she doesn't bogey, any of her holes, I think that should be fine. Jung Yoon-ji on to a second stroke for hole number 4. It's got a good bit of flight on that one. Almost seemed to have outpaced the buggy on the left. Well, that wasn't the intention for sure. Getting ready to tee off for hole number 10. Here's Park Seo-jin. And meanwhile, Yu Hyun Jo, who's also chasing that top spot, will aim for birdie on hole number 4. Now she's got to nail it here to keep on par with Lee Ji-yoon, and she's done well. So tied second there. Yu Hyun Jo, she started the day with 4 birdies, and then of course she's had decent movement on in the back 9 as well with 2 more birdies. So she's put herself in a very strong position as well, and I think the top 3 are going to be very interesting to actually gauge as of now. Park Hyun-kyung. Carrying a 4 underscore here. Jung Yoon Ji up next. Kim Min-sun 7 on to her third effort for hole number 4. And that's placed fairly well. And that beautiful layout once again, that gives us an entire look at the course itself, and it's really spread out, very well done. As I've said always, I always love the drone shots that we get, and sometimes, of course, in the good old days, well, if you worked in sports production, you'd know it was always good to go up in a chopper and have a cameraman, a brave cameraman strapped to a seat taking a few good shots. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. Drones really, with cameras, they perform so beautifully. So Lee Dae-yeon continues to lead the way with a 10 under score. She's through hole 12, but Yoo Hyun-jo and Lee Ji-yoon are very close, and I'm sure that Lee Dae-yeon can feel their breath on her heels, because they are sitting in tied second with 9 under. And it's been an interesting turn of events for us in terms of how this event, which started off in such a subtle manner yesterday, today has actually picked up. And our golfers have been doing everything right. It suddenly turned from what would have been a very challenging situation to a win-win situation. And even Park Min-ji's moved up to a tied 8 with 4 under. She was in tied 16th a while back. And it's going to be interesting to see how she will perform here, because she's through hole 17. Which are the golfers that we are going to see tomorrow? Definitely the top 3, which is Lee Dae-yeon, Yoo Hyun-jo, and Lee Ji-yeon. And it will be interesting, because if you look right behind, what they have done, and then you've got in tied 4th, you've got Kim Min-byul, Ro Seung-hui, Choi Min-kyung, and Kim Na-young. Now they all have a 6 under score. They also will be present, very much tomorrow. And I do believe that the contest is going to go down between, these few. But we'll find out. We'll find out exactly what comes about from all this. So stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this exciting round 2, and I do believe it'll only get better than what it currently is. Lovely wide angle shot there that captures Lee Daeon right there in the center. On to a second stroke for hole number 13. Well, that's very good placement as well. She'll have to work a little bit for a birdie, but I think it's good enough placement for her to have, you know, just got a bit of movement on that surface. Jung Yoon Ji will aim for birdie on hole number 4. She's carrying a 2 under, and I'm sure that she would like to, you know, kind of get her performance up. And she'll have to settle for an even score here. Not a bad effort at all. Was just looking back at, well, Kim Min-byul is just another one of those golfers, very, very sincere, hardworking, stays, you know, really focused. Lee Ji-yoon up next, and she could be the biggest threat to, you know, the top rank of the leaderboard currently. Second stroke for hole number 2. Park Hyun Kyung aims for birdie on hole number 4. And that just slipped out. Slipped out at pretty much the last minute. Bit of disappointment there for her. You can see it on her face. Well, she was so sure of having, well, nailed that, but she'll keep her head above her shoulders as she always does. Now, yes, Kim Min-byul. She aims for birdie on hole number 6. And that's well played. So she's up to a 7 under. Kim Min-byul, well, in tied 4th, consecutive birdies there for her in that back 9.
여기서 봤을 때도 훨씬 딱 좋아 보이긴 하는데.
근데 여기서 봤을 때 많이
쓰니까 또
Yoo Hyun Jo up next.
자세에서 봤을 때가 라이가 되고 이거 봤을 때도 끝 이상은 안 돼.
Yoo Hyun Jo will aim to nail a birdie on hole number 5. If she does that, she moves up to 10 under. So she's now in second position with the 10 under, and Lee Ji-yoon will have to match her efforts. Ryu Seung-hui Nails it well to get it onto the green. Here's Lee Ji-yoon as she aims for birdie on hole number 2, sorry. Gentle enough push from her. Needed to finish that easy, but I think she'll, well, just be happy to, you know, finish on par. So we will have a few changes, well, on the leaderboard right there at the top, but for now, Lee Dae-yeon still continuing, you know, to lead the way. She aims for birdie on hole number 13. And that's a nice enough finish from her. So she's up to 11 under, missed out on the birdie on hole 12, but she comes back with one on hole 13. Absolutely flawless performance here today. Park Hyun-kyung teeing off for hole number 5. She goes into the 6 iron. In high rim goes next as she tees off for hole number 10. And that's well played by her. And she'll be satisfied with that for the time being. Seung-hui needs to focus well here, and doing just about enough to you know, get that underscore. She's in tied 4th with 7 under. She's got a big smile on her face. That says it all. She's always a happy camper, always, and does show it. You know, great expression. So Lee Dae-yeon there now still at the top with 11 under. Yoo Hyun-jo has moved into 2nd position with 10 under. Lee Ji-yoon missed out on a birdie on a previous hole, so she's with 9 under in 3rd. Kim Min-byul, Ryo Seung-hui with 7 under and tied 4th. Choi Min-kyung and Kim Na-young are in tied 6th still with 6 under. And let's not forget that we've got that tied 8th there of Han Sung-yi, Park Hyun-kyung, Son Gae-yoon, and Park Hyun-kyung will be very, very keen on uplifting her position on the leaderboard as well. Park Hyun Kyung. Second stroke for hole number 5 as she aims for birdie. And she'll sit at a bit of a distance from her destination. She'll need to tap that in to keep an even score. I think she's missed out on about 2 or 3 birdies here today, and well, she would be a bit upset about that. So she'll keep an on-par score here. And I do believe she she hasn't been to the best of her mood today, and well, that's also because she's had a few challenges. But yesterday, even with everything still on, the pressure on her shoulders, in terms of having to perform through bad weather, she did delight the audience. So got to give her credit for that. Park Bo-kyung onto a second stroke for hole 6. She's got a good arm behind that one, and I think she'll just about stay out of trouble as she stays shy of the beach here. Yoo Hyun-jo is up next. Jung Yoon-ji. She ends up bogeying that one. Has got herself down to a 1 under. Would have liked to have performed better now. Yes, Lee Ji-yoon. Her approach shot will matter for hole number 3 because she would like to tie in at hole number with Yoo Hyun-jo in second back again. On the previous hole, she missed out on a birdie while Yoo Hyun-jo nailed hers. So this approach shot is so very important. I think she's got herself just outside, the green. So aiming for a birdie might be, just a tad bit difficult, but I think if she can just keep an on-par score for this one as well, she'll still keep herself pretty much on track, to stay at the top of the leaderboard, at least in the top 3. Second stroke for Yoo Hyun-jo, we just spoke about her. Leon onto a second stroke for hole 14. Beautifully played there. Lovely placement from her as well. So Lee Ji-yoon will have to await her next shot at a birdie. So Yoo Hyun Jo, while doing her best. That ball definitely shy of the dark. Just requires a bit of coaxing, and I think that should do the job for her. Well, Lee Dae-yeon is back again, well, in action. Came into prominence in 2021 when she won the Hanwha Classic. Aims for birdie on hole 14. Chance here to go up to 12 under. It's been a while since she, took home a bit of the silverware. And just a narrow miss for her. So I think she'll still be able to keep an even score here. Well, she's been very cautious in her approach, and I think that works well for her. So she'll still keep her top place on the leaderboard. She was Rookie of the Year 2016. Her best LPGA finish was a third in the 2021 BMW Championships. She also won the Hana Financial Group Championship in a playoff in 2023 and the Krias FNC KLPGA Championship. Now the Hanwha Classic, of course, she did win in 2021. Teeing off here now, it's Park Hyun Kyung.
코리아 소속의 강채연 선수.
Kang Cheon. She'll tee off for hole number 10.
마지막으로 테인 구역에 오른 선수는 한화큐셀 소속의 이정민 선수입니다.
Yoo Hyun Jo, aim for birdie on hole number 6. That's just gone past the destination for her. Well, I do believe, golfers are definitely going to go through the motions here as they do try and well, uplift their performances and just try and create, well, something special. They really need to, well, come to the fore more than anything else. Han Jin-seon will aim for birdie on hole number 7. It's a bit of a distance for her to cover. And I'll be. That is fantastic, isn't it? And you just wait for moments like that. Not the fanciest, but she's had, well, 5 birdies in there today. And, well, the score may not be too much with that 1 under, but that is an absolutely fantastic putt from her. You just wait for moments of joy like that, you know, in an event like this. And now, yes, Park Bo-kyung, as she aims for birdie on hole number 6. That's a nice tap in. Yoo-hyun-jo needs to finish this on par to keep her score intact, and I think she's done just about that, so she'll have no worries at all for the time being. I think that that's really what is required. You know, you just got to keep your focus and you know, kind of stay steady with it. Kim Min-sun 7 will tee off next for hole number 6. That's going to be her, sorry, that's her second stroke for hole number 6. I was just looking at the leaderboard while I was glancing at you know, Kim Min-sun. Keeps decent form with that. This hasn't been her brightest event, but well, she's one of those golfers who does stay steady, and I don't think she's hit the beach. She's still off it, so we'll need to get back onto the green with the next effort. So Lee Dae-yeon still right at the top there with that 11 under, and in second you've got Yoo-hyun-jo with 10 under and Lee Ji-yeon with 9 under. Then the two tied fourths, Kim In-beol and Ryo Seung-hui. Second stroke for Park Hyun-kyung on hole 6. Sits just outside on the border, a little bit off the border of the carpet area, and I think she will be very keen on, well, getting those birdies right. She missed out on 3 to be precise. She could have gone up to a 7 under, would have probably been in tied 4th currently. Jong Eun-ji, second stroke for hole 6. Lee Dae-yeon to tee off next. Simon Kung aiming for birdie on hole number 4. And once again, that beautiful layout for us. Always a joy to watch. So the leaderboard still remains intact with the top 3. Jung Yoon Ji pushing that further. Lee Dayon aims for a second stroke. Remember, it was a par 3 for the asking for hole 15. Another shot here at moving up to a 12 under for her. And that's well played. So she'll keep her place intact with that number 1 spot as she moves up to a 12 under score. What a performance today. Well, 6 birdies in there. I think Lee Dayon has done just enough to, well, really tap into the fact that she might be, well, the favorite here in this very event. So Lee Ji-yoon has also, well, got to dig deep, to find her way through Park Yoon-kyung. Well, not a bad effort from her, and she could have very well now have placed herself in for a birdie, could go up to a 5 under. She's missed out on 3, well, crucial putts earlier, and it's going to be important to see how she can perform here. Not really been at the... there are some days when she's just totally in control, but today it's been a bit of a mixed bag for her. Kim Min-byul, meanwhile, has been very, very consistent. Second stroke for hole number 9. Yoo-hyun Jo, second stroke for hole 7. She'll be very interested in nailing a birdie on this one as well. Oh, just talk about that. What a miss. That would have been a hole-in-one. Talk about it. Oh, just that would have been the highlight of this event. And it's just, well, Ro Seung-hui does come up with those moments, doesn't she? It's just, well, would have loved to have seen that happen. Mada Som, we haven't seen too much of her. She's on to hole 1. Cho Yeon teeing off for hole number 10.
다음은 3H 소속의 전우리 선수입니다.
Park Hyun Kyung aiming for birdie on hole number 6. And I think that really has served her well. Much needed, after those few misses that she had. And she's finally got herself up to 5 under. And I think that should work, in her favor more than anything else. Hyun Jo. Kim Min Sun aiming for a birdie on hole 6. Marasom will aim for birdie on hole number 1. Hasn't been her best outing, I would believe, and there've been so many challenges for a couple of golfers today, but not like it was yesterday. And Kim Min Byul, one of the movers here today, will aim for birdie on hole 9. She's had a decent run so far, currently sitting with that 7 under score. And that's just going to curve away from the destination for her. But she'll keep an even score there. Shindain tees off. She's carrying an even score here. Up next it's Lee Dae-yeon on to her second stroke for hole number 16. Kwon Esther Second stroke for hole number 1, 136 meters to cover. Lim Hee Jong, second stroke for hole 1. Here's Park Ji Young. She's carrying a 4 under. Second stroke for hole 1. Haven't seen too much of her today, but we have drawn the focus on her back again to find out how she progresses through round 2. It's been a very interesting round for us because we've seen so many changes in it, and it's not something that we've been looking at regularly. So I do believe there's always room for excitement. Ro Seung-hui, remember, she missed out on that beautiful hole-in-one earlier. Well, here's the second stroke for hole 9. Lee Ji-yoon will aim for birdie on hole number 4. Park Hyun-kyung, second stroke for hole 7, needs to get over and above the trees, and that's exactly what she'll do. And here's Park Ju-young, the other Park. Along with the sister, they've been, dedicated golfers. Gets a good bit of distance in that one. Mada Som will tee off for hole number 2. Hong Yoon-ji, second stroke for hole 5, and she'll nail it with the birdie. And I do stand corrected, that was Hong Yoon Ji earlier, well, who did miss out on the, not Ryo Seung Wee, but Hong Yoon Ji, who missed out on that, well, hole in one. Lee Ji-yoon will tee off now for hole number 5. So just a reminder that this is the Heaven Masters 2025, and we are coming at you live from the Heaven Resort in Gyeonggi-do. Lee Dae-yeon aims for birdie on hole number 16. She's just gone past well, the destination as well. Park Ji-young aims for birdie on hole 1. Ryo Seung Wee aims for a birdie on hole 9. She'll have to work for this. And that's just going to sit outside. And I think as long as she can tap it in and well, keep it straight, will be good enough for her. So she's got a 7 under, so I think Ryo Seung Wee has put herself in a strong position too. But Lee Dae-yeon, it'll be quite a charm for her if she would win this tournament after she, well, it's been a bit of a barren 2024 for her, but here in 2025 looks to finish on par for hole 16. And yes, she does. She's been very, very careful with her efforts, precision from her for most part of the day. And I think, that 12 under score well tells us a little bit. She's got 2 more holes to play for. Lim Hee-jung, meanwhile, is on to her 4th effort for hole number 1. Needs to finish this on par, and I think she'll just land up, bogeying that. Kim So-hee will tee off for hole number 10.
마지막은 지소랄 EH 소속의 오경은 선수입니다.
Park Ji-young up next, second stroke for hole number 2. Park Hyun-kyung will aim for birdie on hole 7, sorry. Bit of a distance for her, but if she can get herself up to that 6 under, I think it'll serve her well. Well, that's the 4th time around she's missed a birdie, so close to it. Just looking back, of course, at Park Hyun-kyung, it's not that she hasn't had a good year. She's had a fairly decent year. She pulled off a win at the Evon Charity Open on the 25th of May, and that was a 900 million Korean won event. It was her 8th, on the KLPGA. She's definitely such a strong force, and was expecting Lee Dong-gyun to have done well a little bit more, but she hasn't been able to come to the fore this time. She won the DB Group Women's Open Golf Championship on the 15th of June, but yesterday, did have a few faltering moments. Right now, of course, it's Oh Gyun as she tees off for hole 10. She's carrying a 4 over here. Well, as you can see, weather conditions have been very good today. It hasn't been sunny or bright, but it's been pleasant. Not too much of a problem. I think very wise decision to have pushed back, the start of this event, just to keep, our golfers in good stead. Jong Hyun-jae aiming for birdie here on hole number 7, because, with rain delays, it does, of course, upset the momentum and the rhythm of the golfer. Oh, beautifully done. And Jong Hyun-jae will just showing her class there. So decent putt from her. Will earn her an underscore 2. Well, the Heaven Resort, something that we've neglected. The company name and golf course was changed from originally what was called the Island Resort Country Club. And the Heaven Resort, of course, a couple of big events have been held here, including in a few of them, which I'll talk about. But Park Ji-young here will tee off for hole number 2. So the Heaven Resort in the 2012, 2013 and 14 season, the MetLife Korea Economic Daily KLPGA Championship was held. It's a major tournament, and the other KLPGA events that have been held: 2015 and 16 season, the Samchali Together Open; 2015, 16, 17 and 18 BC Card and Hankyung Ladies Cup; 2021, the 7th Kyochon Honey Ladies Open El Crew TV Chosun Pro Celebrity; and 2024, the Heaven Masters; 2025, the Heaven Masters again. So don't forget, this was once called the Island Resort Country Club. The name was changed later on. Well, Lim Hee-jong will tee off for hole number 2.
여기 불가세요, 어머니. 여기 오세요. 이동원.
Lee Ji-yoon also going through, her challenges in the day, but she's done well. She's done extremely well. She's had very good temperament today on the course. Hyun Se-lin, third stroke for hole 4. Lee Ji-yoon has done well here to tap that in. Park Ji-young up next. She aims for birdie on hole 2. Well, one thing good about today's event is, and that's because the weather has been so favorable, is that we've been able to carry on. It's been a good pace. It's a very good pace set by our golfers, and things have moved very quickly. Well, if you look at some of the previous few events that we've had, we have had days that have gone by or crawled literally, but not today. Today's been a very well paced out day. I think our golfers have been really, really in good form. The fact that everything has been very, very favorable in terms of not just even the light. The light has been good enough. Of course, the lights, of course, do kind of get kind of bad at 6+, but for the time being, it's already good here. So no worries at all for our golfers as they continue. Park Ji-young up next. Park Ji-young, second stroke for hole number 2. That's nailed well. Still got a bit of that foggy lens there. Probably got a lot of moisture, probably would have got in here. Kwon Esther. Second stroke for hole 2, 147 meters to cover here. Lee Ji-young, second stroke for hole number 2. Well struck by her, gets it onto the carpet, but still at a distance from the flagstick, and I think she'll have to work very, very carefully for a birdie. But here we go back again with our current leader and our golfer in focus, Lee Dae-yeon. She's on to her 17th hole and second stroke. Now this approach shot, her approach every time has been very, very well constructed. She's really played a very focused and copybook game actually today. Well, not the best, but I wouldn't put it past her to, be able to get an underscore here. I think her aim right now would be just to keep her points intact. And what does happen is, of course, there's a bit of a free fall in the first round, especially if it's a 3-day event. In the second round, there tends to be a little bit more of caution exercised. But finally, on the finale, you're going to see golfers really careful about how they make each move and how they actually go through each and every stroke of theirs. Second stroke here on hole 9 for Yoo Hyun-jo. quick look at the leaderboard once again. Lee Daeon still there at the top. She's through hole 16. She's on hole 17 right now with a 12 under. Yoo Hyun Jo in second with 11 under, and Lee Ji Yoon with 9 under in third. Then you've got Kim Min Byul and Ryo Seung Wi with 7 under in tied fourth. Choi Min Kyung and Kim Na-young in tied sixth with 6 under, and then An Sung Yi with that 5 under joins Park Yoon Kyung, Park Hae Ji, and Park Seo Jun. So it's going to be very interesting because I really did have my eyes peeled on that tied sixth, because looking at the way that Park Yoon Kyung has played, you know, she's still got well, a couple of holes left to play for. She can still uplift, you know, herself and climb up that leaderboard. Will be very interesting to see how the other golfers perform. But the top three have really been an interesting study for us, and that's really Lee Daeon, Yoo Hyun Jo, and Lee Ji Yoon. Lee Ji Yoon, of course, you know, dropping a point, and she's on 9 under. In third position. I do believe she had a very good chance of tying in with Yoo Hyun Jo, but I think she's just about missed out, you know, on that opportunity. So all said and done, it's still turning out to be a very, very good event here, and I do hope that, well, it continues just in the same vein for the next, well, hour or an hour and a half. So stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of the Heaven Masters being played at the Heaven Country Club in Gyeonggi-do. We are coming at you live, and we will be doing the same tomorrow as well. Stay with us as the action continues. Lee Daeon will aim for birdie on hole number 17. Well, this could be good for her if she can achieve it. And that just tapers away. So which means Lee Daeon will have to probably will aim for an on-par finish, but Yu Hyun Jo has a chance here for a birdie on hole number 9, and if she can do this, she'll tie at the top. And I think it's going to be an on-par finish for her as well.
여기 밟아야 돼. 아니? 이렇게?
And that's a gentle tap in from her. She'll keep that second rank. She finishes with 32 on the front, 32 on the back. It's 11 under finish for her. I think it's a good one. She should be pleased, with the performance here today. Lee Dong-gyun, well, she was the winner of the previous event, not this one, but the one that went by, and she's with a 2 under. She won the DB Group Korea Women's Open Golf Championship on the 15th of June. It was a 1.2 billion Korean won event. Lim Hee-jong tees off for hole number 3. There's Park Ji-young. She's on to hole 3 as well as she tees off. Von Esther will tee off for hole number 3. Up next, it's going to be Park Hyun-kyung. Have kept my eyes on her just for the simple reason that she's been, well, really doing a bit of good work here. Oh, that's fantastic placement from her. Absolutely fantastic. And just when you need a bit of joy, she's put herself in good stead of another underscore. Oh, lovely, lovely finish from her. Another decently constructed effort, but that's just going to sit away from the target.
나이 안 걸리려나? 괜찮아.
And an on-par finish here for Hana Ryum as she keeps that 4 underscore. 2 bogeys in there. She's had about 5 birdies. Lee Dong-gyun aiming for birdie on hole number 1. Well, she's had a 2 underscore that she's been well sitting with, and she's just managed to well get that in, so that will take a score up to a 3 under. She was in terrific form, last week. Absolutely phenomenal form. Park Ji-young on to her second stroke for hole 3. It's a decent enough lift from her. She does well. Park Yoon-kyung will aim for birdie here on hole 9. She needs this. There was a terrific approach shot from her. And yes, she goes up to that 6 under. Was just talking about how she's still got a few holes left, but it's 35 on the front, 34 on the back, and she finishes with 6 under. I think she'll be fairly well happy about the fact that she's well just kept herself well in contention of getting back in tomorrow. Here's Jung Ji-ho, third stroke for hole number 4. So here we go, Lee Daeon still at the top with that 12 under. She's through 17 holes. Yoo Hyun Jo has finished off her day's event with 11 under. In second, Lee Ji-yoon with 9 under has still got another 4 holes to play for. Kim In-byeol and Ryo Seung-wi currently in tight 7th, and that's been quite an interesting event for us. So I do believe there's still a lot more that our golfers have to offer here today, and it'll be interesting to see how they actually create something out of what they have crafted. So very, very interesting a second round for us, and I do believe it can only get better than this. Lim Hee Jong will aim for birdie on hole number 3. She's still at that 3 under. Would have liked to have performed better, there's no doubt about it, but it's been a bit of a well, I think stretch for her as well. And that's decently done. Lee Dae-yeon, she's on to her last hole for the day. Needs to cover 102 meters with the third effort, and this approach will be important for her if she wants to add another, well, underscore in there. Not a bad effort at all, if you ask me. She's all smiles. It's been a very good day for her, and I do believe that she'll be happy with the way she's progressed well today. Park Ji-young, always being consistent, always doing what is required. She does have a terrific amount of fans as well. Hasn't been able to pull in the silverware this year, but it will be interesting to see how she does. Here's Lee Dong-gyun, second stroke for hole 2. And she'll sit just outside the green there. Lee Ji-yoon onto a second stroke. Mada Som, second stroke for hole number 4. It'll be an interesting one for her to see if she can, change things around as well. She's also had her own challenges to go through in these last couple of days, or last couple of events actually, to be precise. Oh, beautifully done. Absolutely marvelous effort there from Lee Dae-yeon. She'll finish the day with 13 under. She's had 7 birdies, 33 on the back, 32 on the front. What a finish. What a flawless performance from her. Absolutely stunning. So 13 under, and she will be the golfer to beat. Now, can she keep it consistent and in between the navigational beacons tomorrow? I think that's the big question, and that's what makes it so exciting. Don't forget, you've got Yoo Hyun Jo also, who's finished off her day's event, and then you've still got Lee Ji-yoon in there. Yes, Park Ji-young. just spoke about Lee Ji-yoon, and here she is on the 7th hole. Aims for birdie. She needs this more than anything else. Has to be careful in her with her putt.
어우 더워.
And I think just gauged that a tad bit wrong. Probably needed to keep it a fair bit straighter, I do believe, but she was going in for a banana effort just to try and curve that around. Lim Hee-jong will go next. She will tease off for hole number 4. Kwon Esther will tee off for hole number 4. Lee Dong-gyun goes next. And Lee Dong-gyun would have been just a tad bit happier, I think, to have just nailed that earlier, but here she is. One of the good things is that she does manage to somehow or the other, as I've said this before, make it through to the final rounds, and most often she does. She's a bit of a sleeper hit, if you know what I mean. You know, stays in the background, does what is needed, but she's always up there in, you know, those in the ones actually contesting you know, the win on the final day. Chung Ji-ho aiming for birdie on this. Chung Ji-ho. She's got a 3 under. Hasn't done anything wrong today, but in the first few holes it's just been an even score for her. Park Ji-young, a second stroke for hole number 4. Park Ji-young hasn't been her flamboyant best here in the event today, but I think she's just about done enough to, you know, stay in the running. Kwon Esther, meanwhile, well, she's got a massive one there with a 7 over second stroke right now. It's Lim Hee Jong, second stroke on hole number 4. Here's Hana Rheum. It'll be a third stroke on hole 6. Remember, she's got a 4 under. It's been a bit of a trying time for, even, stars like Han Rheum. Not the easiest, outing for them. But having said that, I think, as I said, it's been a very constructive day of golf for us. The very fact that Lee Dae-yeon finished off with a 13 under, and that is really the score to beat in today's event. So that's been a very, very interesting. It's back to Park Ji-young. It's approach shot on hole 4. Well, fairly decent, but still at a tad bit of a distance from her destination. Not that it's something that she can't, cover very easily. Lim Hee Jong, third stroke on hole number 4. Hana Rheum will aim for birdie on hole number 6. So now to Choi Min Kyung. Here we have it back again. Lee Dae-yeon sits right at the top, still with that 13 under. What an event for her. She had 7 under, 7 birdies today. Yoo Hyun Jo with 8 birdies, is in second with 11 under, and then you've got Lee Ji-yoon still there. Lee Ji-yoon just struggling a tad bit compared to where she started off earlier. So all said and done, a very, very interesting time for us. Kim Min Bjorn and Ryo Seung Win that tied fourth with that 7 under are still strong contenders. And keep in mind the fact that Lee Ji-yoon, well, still has 2 more holes to play for, and she could still, tie in with Yoo Hyun Jo in second position. Let's find out. Let's find out how this is going to play out. Once again, let's remind you that this is, the Heaven Masters being played at the Heaven Resort in Gyeonggi-do. We are coming at you live. We are looking at 3 days of play. That's 3 rounds. We are into, pretty much edging towards what we call the latter part of round 2. And in 2024, the Heaven Masters was played on August 16th to 18th, with Bai So-yoon winning it in a 3-way playoff with Seo Yoo-jin and Hwang Yoo-min. Seo Yoo-jin finishing runner-up, Hwang Yoo-min a second runner-up. The prize money for this event is totally 1 billion Korean won. That translates to 724,312 US dollars. The main prize winner, of course, will take home 180 million Korean won. That's 130,418 US dollars. The runner-up will take home 110 million Korean won. That's 79,696 US dollars. And the second runner-up, or the third place finish, will take home 80 million Korean won. That's 57,960 US dollars. So stay with us as the action continues right here at the Heaven Masters. Choi Min Kyung will aim for birdie on hole number 9. Park Ji-young aiming for birdie on hole number 4. Lee Dong-gyun. Her third stroke. She's done well there. She will get a well cheer from the crowd. Always a subtle smile from her. Always good to acknowledge. And I do believe one of the good things that we've seen today is great fan support. You've got the fans as well as family and friends who've come out. Tomorrow it's going to be a packed house as always on the final day. But Lim Hee-jong will aim for a birdie on hole number 4. Oh, just a narrow miss for her. It actually just kissed the rim well off the hole. And she cleaned that up easy. Hana Ryum, second stroke for hole number 7. Choi Min Kyung finishes with a 6 under, 68 in round 1, 17 round 2. Not at all a bad finish for her, and she'll be back tomorrow, with a host of other golfers, and that's going to be interesting. Park Ji-young goes next as she tees off for hole number 5. Chung Ji-yo, the third stroke. Lim Hee-jong will tee off now for hole number 5. She's going in with a 7 iron. 3 under is what she has in the bag. So interesting year as we continue with, well, those efforts coming in. Lee Jun still has to, craft her own way out. She's still among the front runners, so I don't think she has anything to worry about. Hana Ryum aims for birdie on hole number 7. Jung Jio has done fairly well here. It's back to Park Ji-young. It's a distance for a birdie, and she'll have to fly this really well if she has to nail it here on hole 5. Oh, she did come close, didn't she? And that's the talent that she does pack, into that frame of hers. She is able to come up with, some stunning shots every now and then. Jung Ji-ho needs to finish on par for hole number 6. And yes, she does. Hana Ryum looks to finish on par for hole number 7. And she does finish with an on par. She's carrying a 5 under. I think a few bogeys that just marred her progress. And Lim Hee-jung starts off that hole 1 with a bogey. Well played there. Absolutely well played by Lee Ji-yoon as she finishes with 33 on the front, 34 on the back, and a 10 under. And I think she was really aiming for that. So did falter a little bit. She was tied second with Yoo Hyun Jo for most of the day, but to have finished there. So we're looking at 13 under, 11 under, and of course 10 under quite an event, if you ask me. Park Ji-young. Beautiful layout there. Always love those drone shots. Beautiful layout, absolutely wonderful. And you know, I always think, well, golf courses really are dream spots to look at, even if you aren't playing around. If you just want to, you know, walk around them, the beauty, the air, and the fact that there's nothing concrete, you know, within that, except for maybe the clubhouse at the end and maybe a few spots. But rockeries, waterfalls, always such an invigorating or refreshing, well, feeling to get, you know, onto a course, even if you aren't a golfer. So lovely array of colors too. Park Ji-young up next. She'll tee off for hole number 6. It's been slow and steady for her. Well, things have really cleared up. If you can notice the colors as well, very, very interesting, very vibrant colors actually today. And I did think, you know, as we progress and as the light kind of faded and it got a bit darker, it would have changed, but absolutely not. It's really vibrant colors that have come out, and lovely hues of green that you can see on the course currently. Well done there by Lim Hee-jung. Traveled a good bit on the fairways. Will be interesting to see how she progresses too. She's had her own challenges today. We'll start her off in a very bit of a shaky manner, thanks to a bogey in there, and that's the hole in one that we're looking at, hole number 8. It's a par 3 for the asking, and don't forget that we almost had one earlier in the day. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Oh, beautifully done. Absolutely lovely placement from her. Lee Dong-gyun on to a third stroke for hole number 4. Well struck by Lee Dong-gyun. So once again, that beautiful layout right in front of us, as we can see. Things having slowed down just a little bit, and that's because our, well, front runners are pretty much, done and dusted with their day's event. And it's been an interesting one, as I said earlier. So currently, a look at the leaderboard will tell us Lee Daeon, sorry, I said she did finish with a 13 under, and she did. Yoo Hyun Jo, of course, with 11 under, and Lee Ji-yoon with 10 under. Those are our top three, and they're going to remain like that till tomorrow. Kim Min-byul and Ryo Seung-hui with 7 under, in tied fourth. And then if you look down the order, there's still a couple of golfers in there who can challenge the top spot, who can challenge the top runners for the championship. Look at the tied 6, Choi Min Kyung, Park Hyun Kyung, and Kim Na-young, all doing very well with a 6 under. Kim Na-young, of course, is through hole 2, so it's going to be interesting to see how she performs. And then you've got, An Song-hee and Park Seo-jin, who are in tied 9th. So very, very interesting to see how this event has really progressed and what we're looking at. And then don't forget Park Min-ji still in there in tied 13th with a 4 under. May not be the best performance from her, but well, I do remember this year has been a bit of, I think, not a struggle, but it's been a bit of a mixed bag for her. She's had some great moments on the courses and through the events, and she's had some very, very dismal ones as well. And just to soak that all in and trudge on and carry on, or as you say, keep calm and carry on. Well, that seems to be the mantra for her for the time being. So the Heaven Masters 2025 continues at the Heaven Country Club in Gyeonggi-do. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and we've been coming at you live from round 1. We're going to stay with you right till the finale, right till we see who becomes queen of the course on the 3rd day or in the finale. But for now, it's still round 2 that we are progressing through, and it's been a very, very interesting one for us. We'll also have, at the end of today's event, we will also have the highlights for you. So, well, do stay with us for that. All that coming up in just a little bit. It's over to Park Ju-young, who'll aim for birdie on hole number 6. She's got a 1 under score so far. Meanwhile, it's over to Lee Dong-gyun. She's on to hole number 4. Aims for birdie. 4 under, not really a bad score for her. She's kind of kept herself, in the running for a good finish as well. And well done there. She moves up to 5 under. So she's got 3 birdies in there. She's only on hole 4, remember. 3 out of 4 ain't so bad. And I do believe that she could be a climber here. We might see a very different finish at the end of the day with, stars like Lee Dong-gyun making the difference. Park Ji-young will go on next, second stroke for hole number 6. So Lee Dong-gyun didn't have a fantastic day yesterday. It was just an average day for her. But today, it looks like, well, things are certainly going away. She's in good form. I did mention this. She would have wanted to extend, that form that she showed in the DB Group Championship, and I do believe she will carry that through in this event. As always, expect to see her in the finale. Lim Hee Jong, the second stroke for hole number 6. Good bit of a whip on that one.
파이티로 갈게요.
Panarium will aim for birdie on hole number 8. I think she's done well. She too has been quite a mover in today's event, had her fair share of well, trials, but has pulled herself together well. Bakio. It's going to be an approach shot for hole number 10. Currently is carrying a 1 underscore. I do believe at the Heaven Masters, one of the things to keep in mind as well, that is a fantastic approach shot. And that is just absolutely brilliant. Almost unsung there. Very well done by her. Placed it beautifully. Well, as you can see, the light conditions are changing. It's just about. I'm really happy. I've been a happy camper myself because, well, you know, the conditions were very favorable today for a great round of golf, and I think we've had a terrific round. It was so needed, and you know, since yesterday's well event, and that always happens. There's always sunshine after the rain. Well, not literally, but there's always joy, you know, after a little bit of a dampener. Let me put it that way. So it's been a good one for us today, and it's going to, how I see it shaping up is, well, I'll just call it the way it is, but how I see it shaping up, it's going to be a terrific contest here for us. Up next, of course, it's going to be Jung Ji-oh, and she's on to her 3rd stroke for hole number 7. That's well played by Jung Ji-oh. Kim Si-hyun got a hefty 4 over, needs to get a birdie here on hole number 5, and that's going to be a bit of joy for her. Definitely a relief as well for Kim Si-hyun. She was very good in the Celtrion Masters too, really excelled you know, on that course, but and she was one of the big players, you know, that did threaten the top spot. But things changed, of course, in the finale, and it was Lee Ga-yong who just went hammer and tongs to win that one. Now Park Ji-young, her 3rd stroke. And excellent vision from her. Did kind of craft that very well to get herself onto the carpet. Next, it's Lee Dong-gyun as she tees off for hole number 5. Just going in with the 7 iron. Gets a good bit of power into that one. Well struck, if you ask me. Definitely a good move from her. Jung-Ji-Oh looking to finish on par for hole 7, and yes, she does. Will be a bit of cheer for her as well. Park Ji-young aiming for birdie on hole 6. Well, looks like the sprinklers have come on there, I would have thought. We don't need it with the rain, but I think it's just that spray that we're looking at from the fountain. Well, Lim Jin-young will go in with the second stroke for hole number 7. Fairly well struck by her. One Esther aims to birdie, and that's well played by her. I think she'll have reason to be happy. So she's carrying a 6 over here, but well, any underscore is always going to put a smile on your face, relieve a bit of the stress. Up next, it's Jung-Ji-Oh. She tees off for hole 8. Remember, it's a hole-in-one that we're looking at, if possible. That just slipped out, didn't it? Would have liked to have seen that ball just turn in rather.
고맙습니다.
Lee Dong-gyun's just going to wait her chance. Here we go with that hole-in-one again. It's hole number 8 that we are focused on. That's Sun Yoo-jin.
여러분 지금 오프 상황과 같은 상황이에요. 들어갈 때 3분 이상.
Hidong-gyun, she's on to hole number 5. A birdie can be achieved, but left to be seen if she can do it. It's going to be a Cuban for her, but I don't think it's going to bother her too much. It's nicely done by her. Up next, we have Lim Hee-jong once again. She tees off for hole number 7. She's still carrying that 3-under score. Jung Ji-ho definitely going through a few trials in today's event. We'll tap that in for a clean finish. And Jung Ji-ho currently is in tied 20th with a 3-under. Hong Jun-min, oh, she was such a fantastic performer earlier in this year. Aims for birdie on hole number 5. Oh, that's confidently done. Victory lap for her. So consecutive birdies on hole 4 and 5. She's still got a lot to play for here today. Hong Jin-young up next as she aims for birdie on hole 8. She had a very good approach shot, a very good tee off actually. And that's found its way through, took its own time. Literally, well, did the slow walk. She had, well, a buzzard on hole 7, so this is good for her that she's been able to just kind of, redeem herself. Hana Ryum will aim for birdie on hole number 9. Remember, she's got a 6-under in the bag.
Nice.
And that's well done. Very confident effort from Hana Ryum. And she's in tied 4th with that 7-under, 34 on the front, 32 on the back. She's had the 2 bogeys, but the amount of birdies that she's pulled in, she's done extremely well here today. So Hana Ryum, we'll see more of her tomorrow as well. Meanwhile, here's Sung Yoo Jin. Sung Yoo Jin just doing enough to find her destination. Well, 3 bogeys and 4 birdies there. She's got a 1-over score. Once again, that beautiful layout, and I do love how, those cat boxes are, the sand hazards are very well constructed. They almost have like their own images when you look at them through, a drone. So very well done. Juan Esther, second stroke for hole 7. Park Ji-young. Second stroke for hole 7. That's right onto, well, the green for her, but she hasn't been able to really place, her efforts close to the tin cup, and I think that's been a bit of a bother for her. But here's Lim Jin-young now as she tees off for hole number 8. That's well played by her. Lim Jong up next. She gets through her second stroke on hole number 7. Very good placement from Lim Jong, there's no doubt about it. She's had an interesting start to the day. Started off on the wrong foot, but since has rectified things, and I do believe that she's just trying to keep as steady as possible as most of the other golfers. Meanwhile, here's Park Ji-young, and it's par 3 for the asking. Remember, 130 meters to cover. This hole in one, of course, it's covered by Venestis. Well, not as much as she'd have expected, but I think Park Ji-young will just soak that in. And the colors, of course, on the course now getting a lot darker thanks to the light conditions. It's, this dark green, hues coming out. Kim Si-hyun aiming for eagle on hole number 6. And just falling shy of the tin cup. She will finish with the birdie. I was just talking about how Kim Si-hyun, in the Celtrian Masters, she was absolutely phenomenal. She had such amazing, work being done. She even led the way. It's just unfortunate that she, missed out on finishing, at the top. But it was such a fascinating ride for her, and she was really the golfer to watch in that event. As you can see, just beyond the green, of course, you've got the waters, and you've got a bit of a area that's been developed, I guess, and lovely location actually. If you look right at this resort, and it's so massive. It is so massive that it makes for a very interesting area, and definitely a bit of development that's taking place around that area too. And as you can see, always love to be on the seafront. You can see the sunset as well today, very clearly, which of course does remind us that we are heading towards pretty much the finish of our coverage in a while from now. Juan Esther needs to find a birdie on hole 7. Remember, she's got that 6 under. Hasn't done herself too many favors, but she can, of course, come up with the goods when she needs to. Just a narrow miss for her. She'll have to settle for a known par here. Mada Son will aim for birdie on hole number 8. And another narrow miss for her as well. Well, she was such a strong force in last year's in the 2024 KLPGA towards the end of the season. It just came out all guns blazing in those last few tournaments. Won 3 of them as well. Here's Park Ji-young. Will be keen on a birdie here on hole number 7. And that sigh will just tell you that, well, she's just going to, well, rue that miss, there's no doubt about it. Up next, Park Ju-young. And that's nicely done by Park Ju-young. Did manage it from a distance, and she too comes out with those, winners every now and then. That really makes such a big difference for us. Lim Hee-jong aims to birdie on hole number 7. That's well played by Lim Hee-jong. So she moves up to a 4 under. She's through hole 7. Bit of joy here for Lim Jin-young as well, as she gets a birdie on hole 8. One Esther. And a quick look now at the highlights, of this day that was. It was a very interesting one. Right there on the 10th hole, we had that was Yoo Hyun Jo. She was in tied 11th at that time, moved up the table soon after. It was very interesting because she was really the star of today's event. Next to Lee Dae-yeon, she was in a tied 3rd. And with that 5 under score, it was a hat-trick of birdies to start off the day for her. And then on the 2nd hole, you had a Lee Dae-yeon, who was currently sitting with a 6 under. And what a mover she's been too. There was a fine finish from her. It was just the start of what we would see as massive progress in the day. And on the 13th hole was Yoo Hyun Jo back again, aiming for birdie. Had a bit of distance to cover. And she got through that very nicely. Very well constructed putt from her. So it was 4 consecutive birdies to open up her day's event. It was pretty much a sign of things to come. On the 17th hole, of course, it was an entirely, different bit of play that we were looking at from Ko Sung-yoon. And she too did fairly well on the 18th hole. It was Kim Min-byul. And Kim Min-byul was actually sitting, in tied 7th. And there was such an absolutely fantastic approach shot from her. She would, of course, go on to finish with the birdie on that. And on the first hole, Ko Sung-yoon as well. So there were some really good moments that we saw from, a couple of the golfers. And then, of course, the changes did come about, but it was Lee Dae-yeon performed extremely well there to take her score up to 9 under as she finished her front 9. It was just 3 birdies in there, but it was just enough for her. And then back again on the 11th hole. Well, she just kept climbing up the order, and it was Lee Jae-yoon along with Yoo Hyun Jo who were staying very close to her. And that's where she went to 10 under, kept her position at the top alive after 11 holes. And here on the first hole, Lee Ji-yoon doing extremely well. And then on the 4th hole, so these were our front runners. Yoo Hyun-jo back again, gave us some excellent moments, to watch. Beautifully set that up for her. And she was in 3rd at that position. She went to a tied 2nd with that putt. Then on the 5th hole, Yoo Hyun-jo back again. And she nailed it bang on, to pretty much tie the top. But on the 13th hole, Lee Dae-yeon, who was tied along with Yoo Hyun-jo, decided it was time for her to take one step ahead as she captured the top of the leaderboard to move up to 11 under. Then on the 15th hole, she was back in the running. Very well crafted effort from her, and she moved up to 12 under. And then if you needed a fine finish and you wanted to end the day on a high, you needed a birdie here, and that's exactly what Lee Dae-yeon aimed for, to finish with 13 under. It was a fantastic effort from her today, a champion's effort if you ask me, and 7 birdies in the bag for her. But on the 9th hole, as we looked at it, Lee Ji-yoon, well, she did fall back a little bit, but did catch up in the end to finish as 3rd best in the day. So Lee Dae-yeon with 13 under, then of course Yoo Hyun-jo with 11 under, and Lee Ji-yoon finished off her day with a birdie as well with 10 under. So that's pretty much how it panned out for us today. Lee Dae-yeon right at the top with 13 under, Yoo Hyun-jo in 2nd with 11 under, and Lee Ji-yoon with 10 under in 3rd. And then you've got that tied 4th with Kim Min-byul, Ryo Seung-wi, Han Aryum, and Kim Na-young with 7 under. Choi Min-kyung, of course, was in tied 8th, along with Park Hyun-kyung and Han Ji-won, have 6 under in the bag, and they could be challenging the top spot. Park Ji-hee, An Sung-hee, Park Seo-joon, Park Hye-ji, and Lee Dong-gyun, of course, sit right beneath that. So that's it for round 2. It was an excellent round. We had an absolutely great day. Big thanks to the weather as well for being such a sport today. And we do hope that you'll join us again for round 3 for the finale tomorrow, when we find out who will be queen of the Heaven Masters in 2025. But right now it's time for me, Glenn Mascarenas, to shut shop and ship out of here. And I'll catch you again tomorrow from the same venue and with the same event. See you then.